Hi guys, it's Fentony back with another video, and we have to talk about the ending for Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. This video is going to be my spoiler review and ending explained. It's got huge plot twists, and some people are even calling it canon breaking. It is best that you watch the film first, and especially watch it with no spoilers, so this is your last chance guys. So let's talk about the end of the film. Queenie and Credence have joined Grindelwald, and Leta Lestrange sacrifices herself. Newt and the rest of the survivors go back to Hogwarts and meet with Dumbledore, and Newt gives him the vial, which he got from Grindelwald. It contains Dumbledore and Greenwald's blood pact, and that's the reason why Dumbledore could not face Grindelwald. Neither of them can harm each other. Newt asks Dumbledore if he can destroy the pact, and Dumbledore thinks he might be able to. And then at Grindelwald's castle in Nuremberg in Austria, Grindelwald tells Credence his true identity. He is Aurelius Dumbledore, Albus's brother. Dumbledore wants to kill him, but he's the only one that can kill Dumbledore. Grindelwald gives Credence a wand, and Credence shows his power by smashing the glass. Grindelwald reveals the story that we were told by Dumbledore earlier. It is told in the Dumbledore family that a phoenix will appear to anyone in the Dumbledore family in need, and there's actually a bird that's been with Credence from the start of the film. We thought it might be a baby raven chick, but it turns out it's a phoenix, which confirms Credence as a Dumbledore. I don't know if this phoenix is Fawkes, or it might be some other phoenix. I do think Fawkes will eventually appear and help Dumbledore. Once he's in need, Fawkes will come to him. So Credence is not Lestrange. Honestly, I was shocked. The more and more the film went on, I thought that yeah, Credence is definitely not Lestrange, there's something going on. But at Dumbledore, that's the last thing I thought. He is Dumbledore's brother, and also the brother of Aberforth and Ariana, but they were the only two siblings ever mentioned in Harry Potter. There are theories that Aurelius might be Ariana's son, but she dies at the age of 14. But you never know. There's been so many big shocks in this film. Ariana having a child could be possible, but to be honest the dates don't really add up. The ship that sunk set sail in 1901, and Dumbledore's father dies sometime in Azkaban after 1890, and Dumbledore's mother dies in 1899, so it doesn't really add up. Maybe it's not supposed to add up. Maybe it's just a big change, or maybe we're meant to realise it doesn't add up and there's something else going on. There's even theories that Aurelius is Ariana, or her Obscurial. I think that's a bit crazy, but honestly I don't have any idea. The phrase canon breaking is getting passed around a lot. There's even a teacher called Professor McGonagall, and supposedly Professor Minerva McGonagall from Harry Potter was born in 1935, but this one is already teaching at Hogwarts in 1927. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure what's going on, nor do any of us. We might need to stop thinking about everything we know, or everything we think we know. Pottermore and J.K. Rowling have revealed quite a lot of new information since the Deathly Hallows came out, but maybe the timeline is going to be changed, and maybe a lot of stuff is going to get retconned. I just hope that J.K. Rowling comes out and tells us exactly what's going on. So this film says that Dumbledore and Grindelwald were closer than brothers, but there's no mention of Dumbledore being scared to face Grindelwald because of his feelings for him. Dumbledore is a gay man, and he had romantic feelings for Grindelwald. We're not too sure if Grindelwald returned these feelings, but eventually in 1945 they do face each other. There's an epic duel where Dumbledore gains the Elder Wand. But in The Crimes of Grindelwald, we're only in 1927. Dumbledore has the blood pact, but why does he wait so long? Does it take that long to destroy it? Is he unable to destroy it, or does he just use it as an excuse? Maybe he can destroy it, but he chooses not to, because he doesn't really want to face Grindelwald. Grindelwald is basically the reason why Dumbledore's sister, who was mentioned in this film briefly, is dead. Dumbledore graduates from Hogwarts, and he's an amazing student. He gets the best grades, and he's got all the potential in the world. But his sister Ariana is very troubled. She was actually seen by Muggle boys performing magic, and she was attacked by them. Her father, Percival Dumbledore, eventually goes and tries to find the boys, and because of this attack on them, he's sent to Azkaban for life. Ariana tries to hide her magic, and she becomes very ill. She becomes an Obscurial, just like Credence. Eventually Ariana accidentally kills Kendra Dumbledore, the Dumbledore's mother, and then Albus Dumbledore is left in charge of Ariana and Aberforth, his other younger sibling. He meets with Gellert Grindelwald in Godric's Hollow, and the two of them become very close, closer than brothers. Dumbledore becomes seduced by Grindelwald, and also his ideals of wizard and dominance. They plan on gathering the Deathly Hallows and taking over the wizarding world, for the greater good. Of course this plan never comes to be. Perhaps Grindelwald wanted to use Ariana and use her powers as an Obscurial. Aberforth doesn't want this to happen, he tries to stop it, him and Grindelwald start fighting, then Dumbledore gets involved. And in the three-way duel, Ariana is killed by one of them. We don't know who, but Grindelwald flees, and the relationship between the Dumbledore brothers is ruined forever. Aberforth blames Albus, maybe not because he cast the curse that killed Ariana, but because he brought Grindelwald into their lives. So how does Grindelwald know the truth about Credence? It's likely it's from one of his visions. And does Dumbledore know the truth as well? He was the one that planned out the journey for Newt to go to New York and Paris. He told him to find Credence, and the rumours that he's called Corvus Lestrange. So maybe Dumbledore does know. Or is Grindelwald lying? If Grindelwald is lying, that doesn't really explain the Phoenix, but maybe it's just a trick from him. But honestly, what's the point in having another Credence identity plot twist? Honestly, this series is called Fantastic Beasts, but it's basically how Dumbledore became Dumbledore. It's likely this is the truth, and they're not just going to pull out another one saying Credence is actually this person, or in fact Grindelwald was lying all along. So basically the trailers, and even the film itself, were leading us down the path that Credence was called Corvus Lestrange. This was just one big red herring. We thought the Lestrange family were going to be extremely important. Now that Credence has been revealed to be a Dumbledore and not a Lestrange, does the family have any importance in the series? Leeta's been killed off, and I don't know how I feel about that. I was really excited for the character. She had a dark secret, and in the film it's revealed that she was the one that caused the death of her younger brother Corvus. Yusuf Kama is Leeta Lestrange's half-brother, so what's the purpose for him now that she's dead and Credence is not a Lestrange? I also enjoyed the relationship between Newt and Theseus. There's obvious tension there, but they do love each other. I really love the scene at the Ministry when the Ministry tries to recruit Newt, but Newt walks out, but Theseus warns him that the Ministry are watching him, and especially at the end, when Leeta's dead and Newt and Theseus hug. I actually thought that Theseus might be the one to die, but turns out it's Leeta. I also enjoyed Queenie and Jacob's arc in this film. Their characters were my favourite from the first film, and now they're at a massive turning point. Queenie's joined Grindelwald, Jacob's a nomage, and their future is very uncertain. Queenie thinks that going by Grindelwald that they'll eventually be together, but we know that's not going to happen. As for Tina, I think she was kind of underused in this film, but I think it's more the fact there was just so many characters out there. Perhaps this series could have been better as a TV show or book, like I said. If you made books instead of films, you would have much more time, and if you make a TV show, you could spend several different episodes of several different characters. Spread it out, because honestly, 2 hours 14 minutes I think it was, that's not a lot, especially seeing how so much is going on. Take a character such as Nicholas Flamel for example. He's the creator of the Philosopher's Stone, and a close friend of Albus Dumbledore. Dumbledore sends Newt to Paris and tells him that Nicholas Flamel's got a safe house, but he doesn't actually play a massive role. He does appear in a few scenes, and then he comes at the end to try and help everyone against the dragon. I am a bit disappointed that his role was not expanded on. I actually had a theory that Grindelwald might believe that the Philosopher's Stone could be the Resurrection Stone, but so far Grindelwald hasn't really mentioned the Deathly Hallows. He has the Elder Wand, but it's never really mentioned, and there's been no mention at all of the other two Hallows, or his quest to gather them. Maybe that's a deep secret, and his last resort. Maybe if his plan of Credence fails, he goes after the Hallows. Once the Blood Pack has been destroyed, he has the Elder Wand, which should make him more powerful than Dumbledore, even though we know that in 1945, Grindelwald will be defeated by Dumbledore. But I don't think it's going to be a straightforward duel. It's called Fantastic Beasts, but it's all about Albus Dumbledore. And as for the beasts themselves, they don't play as big a role as they did in the first film, but they're definitely there. I love the Zubu, and I love the relationship between Newt and the Zubu. I loved how we had to battle against it, but eventually won it over. Obviously the beasts can't play this certain role they did in the first film. You can't have them escape out into the city and Newt find them, because that's going to get boring. But I love how Newt uses the beasts to his advantage. They're incredibly useful, as we've seen in the first film and this one. I would also like to see more beasts in the future. So overall, I really enjoyed the film. It's a great installment in the Potter series. Much better than the first one in my opinion, much darker as well, and also, more callbacks to Potter, that helped as well, because the first film did feel very isolated and very new. They tried to separate it from Harry Potter, but this one's much closer, and I think that'll please a lot of fans, and we have loads more to look forward to. We still have Nagini, more Dumbledore backstory, and no doubt even more Harry Potter characters will make appearances. There's so much going on in Fantastic Beasts, and 5 films might not be enough. I kinda wish they'd done a TV series with a high budget such as Game of Thrones. I think that might be the best way to present this because there's just so much going on. Dumbledore and Grindelwald were both excellent. Honestly, I couldn't fault anyone. Nagini was underused though. Honestly, I think she might have only had 2 lines in the entire film. I really enjoyed the film, especially the opening scene of Grindelwald's escape. Jude Law as Dumbledore was a perfect pick, and so was Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. But the film can also be very slow at points, and there's a lot going on, maybe too much. Basically this film was setting up the future films in the series. It's one big trailer for Fantastic Beasts 3, but the ending is enough for me. That leaves us wanting more, and it has got a lot of people talking. It looks like Film 3 will be set in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. It's likely the title and the location will be confirmed next year. I am excited for Fantastic Beasts 3 and there will be a lot of videos on that once we hear some news. But also guys, if you've got any requests, make sure you leave them in the comments below. So in the comments below, let me know what you think about Credence being Dumbledore's brother and your general thoughts on the film as a whole. I am sorry that I've not actually been able to get this video up sooner. I've been having technical difficulties, which has restricted my ability to make the video and edit it. The Fantastic Beasts stuff on the channel is probably going to quiet down after the next few days once we get all the requests done, but once we start hearing more about Fantastic Beasts 3, expect a lot more videos. And of course Warner Brothers are setting up their own streaming service next year, and I think it's extremely likely there will be some sort of Harry Potter TV show on that streaming service. Nothing's been announced yet, but I think Warner Brothers definitely wants something Potter related on the new service. Maybe something in the past, maybe start off with the founding of Hogwarts, maybe even further back, or maybe something completely new and original, or maybe something closer to Potter, maybe stories of James Potter and Sirius Black. There's a lot of potential in the Wizarding world, and Warner Brothers definitely know this, but I don't think it will affect Fantastic Beasts at all. I think we could see the movies run alongside the TV series and nothing would change. Anyways guys, remember to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and if you're new to the channel and you love Fantastic Beasts and Harry Potter, make sure you subscribe. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.